them so lost. Now know the struggle where we grow past. Man and I just come we are all boss. And we never get it easy. Now stay silent for no boy for rage. Cause our righteousness that me claim. That the truth I me not change. No, me not do this for the fame. All when them try slander we name. Because we real to we heart. Them can't buy we out cause we not shift down in parts. That we real with love in our heart. Still you can't push we run cause we not a grocery cat. On Instagram real, you know. We journey real. We don't make up fibbles.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. All praises due to the Almighty Creator. We thank Him for life. We thank Him for the opportunity of a new day. I really like this one in particular. You all should know I am a Orlando Octave fan. Tremendous music. Always has a message in it. And we try our best to be real. Alright, we do they can't push us around because we are not grocery carts. Right? We real to our heart. Right? And we try our best to be genuine. To express ourselves in a way in which is clear. It is not a matter of concealing, of manipulating. It is a matter of genuinely wishing the best for Trinidad and Tobago, wishing the best for our fellow man as well. There are still people who care about others as difficult and as negative as some of the selfish cultures have become. And we live by that. We live with an understanding that all things belong to the Almighty Creator, that we came here bare and alone, that everything we have been blessed with. I repeat that for those who think they are somehow responsible for their material riches. Nah, regardless, God has been good or challenge you as well, because don't think that all wealth and resource is a blessing alone. It is definitely a challenge as well. Early call this morning. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Morning.
Hey, morning to you as well. Blessings.
I sing praises to your name, oh Lord. Praises to your name, oh Lord. For your name is great and greatly to be praised. I sing praises to your name, oh Lord. Praises to your name, oh Lord. For your name is great and greatly to be praised. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Mom. It is one of the more beautiful aspects of this morning program that I met when I came here at first, and I'm so happy that Mom continues with us to call in and give us that blessing of her voice. People think that whatever they have, material things, gifts, skill, whatever, they think that it is just theirs and it belongs to them, and it's because of their doing. It is a tremendous gift. Every blessing that we have is a gift and also a responsibility and challenge. We must utilize those gifts, those blessings, in the manner in which God wants us to do so. And if we fail to do so, we fail to give thanks. Not just thanks in words, right? Plenty of people just talk thanks, right? Talk. Just bump it on their lips, but they are the most covetous, greedy, selfish people on the face of the earth, but they talk praise, right? Not just talk praise, but give praise by sharing what we have. By sharing what we have. And boy, it is a test that so many people fail. As we look towards our leaders, we have to understand what good leadership is, what a good soul and a good spirit will bring in terms of leadership. We look for people who want to see the smiles on the faces of those around them, of others. You want to see ease to the lives of individuals. You want what you want for yourself, the golden rule for others as well. And you're willing to work towards that. You do not puff yourself and lift yourself in some fit of self-aggrandizement and power to exert yourself upon others. That's not what it is about. And it would do us well as a people to understand what righteousness, what goodness is. Goodness is not what we perceive as physical beauty, sweetness. Come on, man, we so shallow and stupid. Goodness is not the accumulation of wealth. Some of the prettiest people, the richest people do the ugliest things. Our society economically is based around people who do ugly things to accumulate wealth. We might dress it up, call it business, we might polish it up, they might wear something looking good. But vampires, no consideration, overcharging, underpaying, crime, proceeds of the most vicious crimes ever. That's what they do. That's what they did. And that's what they built themselves on. And from generation to generation, that's the evil that they have passed on. And if you do evil, it does not, it is evil that you pass on. Yeah, you might physical things, riches of this world, but it's evil and an evil mentality that you pass on that destroys yourself and your soul. Ophelia is a winner. Boy, I know some people, they wouldn't even share a good word. They wouldn't even give a smile. When I tell you, dread, that's blessed. Only thing that is blessed, cursed. Cursed people. Good morning, good morning.
Assalamu alaikum, Baka.
Wa alaikum salam, man. Peace and blessings to you, brother. Welcome.
Peace and blessings. Yeah, brother. And I must congratulate Kingsley for the contribution he made yesterday. Yesterday, Kingsley made a healthy contribution.
Yeah, man. Don't doubt my brother. If he make he'll bounce back. He bounce back a bit. Yeah, so just reconnecting the internet, probably giving him a little bit of trouble, right? And I say all that to say that you look towards people who you want to give a certain responsibility within the society, and you must look towards people who are willing to share, who want to see a smile on others' faces, who have that light in them, that goodness, who understand the spiritual underpinnings and the responsibility of whatever blessing or even authority they are temporarily given. Yeah, I lost you there, brother.
Yeah, yes. I can press something there.
Yeah, no problem.
And yeah, and in this day and age, forward, people mistake evilness for goodness and goodness for evilness.
All the time.
All the time, and we have to look out for that. The guy who mentioned that he knows drink and drive, and drive productively. After when I tried to call back yesterday, but the line was busy.
Yeah.
And he had to give callers there, and he had to give callers there at the line, boy.
He just get in trouble. He gave in trouble. I'm a partner, but nah.
Yeah.
That's irresponsible.
Yeah.
And
as a responsible man, he shouldn't say that on the national radio, because that's the thing we're trying to curve. Being under the influence of alcohol, impair your vision. A man will watch the road and see a car about 3 miles away and try to cross the road, and next thing the car hit him and he fell several hundred feet already, impair his judgment. I went in a casino already, not on the gambling thing, just because my bedroom and I'm going there. And I see my bedroom there, 7,500 pay back. And he say he going and gamble 100. And after he gamble 100, they started giving him alcohol. And he tried to take that 7,500 to win back the 100 and lost all, you know.
Yeah.
In paid judgment, you know. I see a youth men coming down the road and they cross the highway and run into innocent people. Like if you and your family coming down the road, and I was after that drinking, right? And I talking to my wife and having a little conversation and quarreling, and the conversation hanging on, and I have alcohol back and I driving speeding to go home because I want to reach it to slap or something. Couldn't pay my judgment on the road, and I run across the road and run into you back. That driving under the influence is a dangerous thing, you know. Under the influence meaning that you're not under control, you know, of yourself, you know. You feel that you're under control, you know, back.
Yeah.
And alcohol is a sin by itself, you know. And I'm glad she raised the thing, because she proved to me back that she's in moderation and care about the young people, because mostly that who in vegetable states is 19-year-old who not get a license and thing, you know, back.
Yeah.
Imagine back, right? Your 19-year-old son, you buy a vehicle for him, and he went and pick up his 18-year-old and 17-year-old friend, and they have a few alcohol. What is going on the road?
Yeah.
You understand? Again, one other bounce and overtaking and dangerous driving. A car is a weapon, you know, back. It's got to take out people's life, innocent people's life, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a Russian roulette. Yeah. And forward, thank you for keep the fight, but I was disappointed with my brethren who say that, you know, that when you driving under alcohol thing. When you're under alcohol forward, right, it's a danger to your own self, you know. Much less to other people, you know.
Of course, yeah.
You could fall and kill yourself. Yes, you could think. And in China, forward, right, if they catch you drinking, the police catch you drinking, right, under alcohol, like if you make an accident and thing, the last place you come from, like if you come from my home, and you make an accident, they come and lock me up, you know, because I supposed to care about you. We have to care about one another.
Yeah.
I cannot leave you going home to your family and you come and you drunk and I see you walking, staggering, and you going in your car. What kind of love I have for you, Baka?
Yeah.
That you going and facing the people and them on the road, and then you going home to your family. I form responsible for that, because I supposed to care about you, leaving you, going and go behind that wheel.
Yeah.
So I congratulate you know, on the subject that you try to articulate to the people on them, and the budget, you have to defend it, propaganda, and the pop-up analysts. The pop-up scientists will come and talk against the budget. Like, for instance, I want to take long back, because, like, you know, go on. Dr. Rowley, university professor, to come and talk against the laptop. And he said them don't see at children, you know. So we have to look out for the political analysts, and I know you could defend it back.
Yeah,
appreciate you. It's sorry, boy, was boy. Bless, boy.
Yeah, blessings to you, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we really have to understand what is taking place, and of course, those people who enjoy whatever alcohol, whatever beverage, in moderation, right? Try to do it in moderation as well, and be careful for your own well-being and the well-being of others. Morning, my brother. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, good morning.
Hey, morning, my brother. You getting some licks for that watching the white line and driving better under. Small thing.
All right, I will take my licks. I will take my licks.
Yeah, I know.
You're right. When you're wrong is wrong.
Yeah, I know that.
Right?
I know it's big man thing with you. I ain't even worried with you, man. Blessings.
Yeah, I will take my licks for that, man. But here now, it has some people really don't want to see this country move forward, you know. You see them dashboard dollies, them bobblehead dashboard dollies, they play a major role in keeping this country backward.
Of course.
Look, don't matter if you support a party. If your party doing right, they're right. If they're doing wrong,
They're
let
wrong.
them know they're doing wrong.
Yeah.
Right? I have this budget as a momagism budget.
Yeah.
Not the whole thing, but certain parts, momagism. Any government that in office and could charge a poor man $14,000 or $15,000 for an offense, to me is harsh and brutal. Right? And for them to be having that kind of thinking, just showing me something about them. They complain about the other government, the charges was too high, and they will drop the charges, and up to now, well, they move away the demerit points, but up to now, the fines on them still remain the same.
Yeah.
And then you come now and charging $14,000 and $15,000 where there was no fee. You introduce a fee one time at $10,000, $14,000 and $15,000. What that say to you?
Yeah. Now,
so if a poor man,
but what I'm saying, brother,
man,
it's $5,000 for the careless driving. I'd end up checking it, right? And then it's $15,000 for careless, reckless driving, and also driving under the influence. That's the only three major areas, which is really dangerous areas where you have to push against, you know.
But you see, they're using, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, things that happen.
Yeah, it don't happen just so you fall along and the bottle drop in your mouth. How it happen just so you fall in the car? How that happen so? But I understand what you're saying as well.
Sometimes you go out and you're celebrating something, and you know you're feeling good all the time, and while you start to drive, you're driving to go home, you get in a roadblock, they test you to see the alcohol level higher than where it's supposed to be, but you ain't know, but you're driving normal.
Yeah.
You understand? Things that happen, but the mere fact that they're charging these high fines, making me think that these people really don't care about you, you know, and they're using it under the pretext of deterrence.
Right.
You know? Another thing I was looking at too, they're playing football with pensioners, especially public servant retirees. They're talking about when UNC win, everybody win. The pensioners win, and this one win, but they ain't get nothing.
Yeah.
They ain't get nothing. And they're telling you about all of we win how? And then you come and you raise the price. You take off money from super. You didn't take off money from premium. You didn't take off money from diesel. Diesel is the main thing for all them trucks and them with delivering things all over the place. So then cost of living won't go down. It will stay the same or even go higher.
Yeah.
Understand? And this is some little secrecy that you see IW looking at. And I don't know, Trinidadian boy, I don't know where we head is, boy. We ain't thinking, we just thinking about party. I'm not saying that the government could solve every problem in a day, but it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And the way they're going about it right now, I tell you, I was 100% with them. I vote for them. I was 100% with them. But I am 75 right now, and I am looking for a third party from now. Who don't want to do that? That is them.
Yeah.
If all you don't want to see Trinidad go forward and think about all your grand and all your great grand and who coming up after to have a better life, that is all here.
Yeah, we just have to go to the break, so you can come back in
all right.
after. All right, blessing,
Yeah,
brother.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood toucheth blood. Remember, every Sunday from 7:05 a.m. to 8:55 a.m. for the program God's Last Warning Message with Gospel in the Bones Ministry, right here on the street 919 FM.
Are you searching for answers to life's questions? Those things that disturb and concern you the most? Why all the wickedness? Why the suffering in the world? Will it end? Who is responsible? Well, if so, join us right here on The Street 91.9 FM every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m. with Brother Samuel Gooding and Roland White, where we open the Bible and find answers to all these things and more. For it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God.
What are you doing? Big D, big fun, KFC, so we big on the ground. The big nation, cause you don't know we were the crown. Say what you want, KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Come to KFC, let we all have fun, and let we join together, because KFC is life. It's a big deal.
Say what you want, KFC, so we lead in front. We are big nation, TNT and KFC, one motion.
Big deal.
The safest vet in Trinidad heads to the shores of Pigeon Point, Tobago. Army Vet Tobago. Sirens and Stallions.
Yes, sir.
The undisputed king of events for Tobago Carnival 2024 is back. Bigger, safer, and beachier. On Thursday, 23rd October, from 3 p.m., calling all Sirens and Stallions, march down to Pigeon Point Beach for the biggest lineup for the season. Lyrical.
Like you get so tell me why you're rocking.
Nyla Blackman, Young Brother. IWER George, Nick Haltasia.
Everybody charge up, we going higher.
Orphanal, Psy King Ding Dong.
I wanna party.
Dev, J-Del, Waddix. 2025 Soca Champion Sucre, Tobago's very own Juby, and more. Big DJs, and hosted by the one and only Junior Lee. Beachfront early birds, $250. A Calgary all-inclusive VIP deck, $800. Get your physical tickets now. Available at all advertised ticket outlets. Army Fit Tobago. Thursday, 23rd October. Powered by Awesome Sounds, Wiggins Effects, and Candyland Carnival.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
The
Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from King's Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back. Good morning again to all those listeners across Trinidad and Tobago and even overseas as well. We thank you all for choosing 91.9 FM. We are live on IWER TV. We are also streaming live on the website as well. So YouTube, the website, Facebook, and of course, we are live on the airwaves. Good morning.
Blessed morning, Fuad.
Hey, blessed morning, man. Blessed morning.
Give thanks to that for the attention, because she a real put together budget and read out. Some go like it and some go like it. Some won't like it. But I thought 100% UNC, you know. So the man who boy needs 75%, take the 25% and put back all your P&M jacket now, man. Because we only having a problem. Because for the last 9 years, you're coming out and talking. You're concerned about old people. You're concerned about this. You're concerned about that. For the last 9 years, those are the get nothing on the pension. Roll it. Take a really pension and bust out and go on. Yeah, no, it's to and give him a gift for life. For one day to be a prime minister. But for what I had the honorable prime minister, like the European and the CPM most sustainable job. With the budget debate, we will talk about more that in the parliament. People get back more sustainable jobs and.
Yeah, of course.
So we are forming them gangs with 10 and 15 gang and all them kind of things. So the bread will spread equally. So everybody will get work.
Yeah.
So we just wait for the Prime Minister to talk about that.
Yeah, of course, that's a big one. Yeah.
My brother, you continue teaching in nation.
Yeah, man. Blessings, brother.
Love.
Yeah, love. Yeah, of course, that is a big one, and a lot of people are waiting for the Prime Minister's presentation because it was explicitly indicated that she will speak on the topic of job creation. We obviously have a lot to look forward to because we see the allocation there, cumulatively $715 million, which is substantial for the alleviation of unemployment. Or in other words, for the provision of employment to stimulate those activities and create productive activity among those who are jobless in Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, son. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Granny. I'm good, and
Yeah.
you?
They halfway. Yeah. I want to send a message for people. No. That is why I don't like your program. I like you. Because I'll tell you something. No. Responsibility that you have, you cannot feel that's your responsibility for the government to rule. You understand?
Yeah.
Responsibility. If you is a male and you say, I want to take a wife, that's your responsibility, you know. That was the role we want to cover one. And if you want to have children, that is your responsibility. How you could call yourself a man and what you could do. All right. Right now, two people talked to me a few months ago in the 40s and things. Do not wait on no government. Go and find something to do. Because I'll tell you something. If you didn't want to take education and you didn't want to, one going to work in a chicken pen, cleaning the chicken pen, feeding the chickens, and giving the chickens water. I sure he's going to make a 4,000 or a 5,000 for the month. And you wait for the bus to go, and you wait for the bus to come back. Right. The madam have low blood count, sugar, and asthma. Don't allow that to keep you back from not working. At all. I have a daughter with rheumatoid arthritis. I'm going to cripple bad. Get up and work, and your body will come in back easily. And what she's doing maid work. You don't do it a whole 5 days. You could do it at 3 days for the week. You could do it at 4 days for the week. And if they don't go, the people will understand you're a decent and an honest person. They will not take nobody else. Yeah. And clean. So you would make a $400 for the week at a minimum wage. Work the hours to make $200 for the day. Right? The people will give you $25 an hour because of the situation. 2 of them is working, they're not waiting on the government. You have a responsibility to look for something to do to help yourself. And to do for your children. How would you educate them? All right, I want to tell you something this morning. You might know this girl they call Indira Sajiwan Ali. That's my cousin daughter. Right. When Eric Williams say that the Goyans, that Indian and them Hindus, them going in the cow pen, the school like cow pen, which one's true? Which one's true? What's the bill to help the situation, to educate everybody together? She went to one of the schools that Eric Williams called Cowpen. And they call and take Gerald Hines and all of them say it's a big meeting. The alligators by the bank of the Caroni River in the lagoon. I want to tell you something. I want people to listen to this. Indira Sajiwan Ali. When I say something here on this radio, I have to. That girl before her father died, she was Dr. Indira Sajiwan. She economics. She did economy. After she married, she did not let married wife keep her back. 4 people children by the bank of the Caroni River. 4 people children. They wasn't beggars. But the father used to work. 4 people children. What she is now? She's a political scientist. And she's an economist. Dr. Indira Sajiwan Ali. Right? And she will be on TV and radio. That is my cousin daughter. And if she could do it, Anybody could do it. If no John Capital to do science, poor people children, anybody could do it. That is what I'm telling people. You do not depend on no government.
Yeah.
Who takes the responsibility?
Yeah, just breaking up a little bit there, but we understand the point, of course, and Granny always reiterates that for us as well, right? Let us not depend so much on the government, especially when the opportunity of education is there. And I've echoed that sentiment continuously here for the entire population. Education is one of the main ways to move forward in your society, to move forward economically, to improve your standard of living. The investment into your children in terms of the time and attention to encourage them to progress in their education and thus have the ability to improve their lives is the best investment that you could make. Good morning. Morning, Mr. West. Welcome.
Morning, Mr. Fuad. Mr. Fuad, you give it was giving very good advice. And I think that the advice I would have taken early on in my life to some extent, and I sought to engage in activities which would have improved my understanding of life and, prepare me for life again. And it's very important, education. So when I heard in the 2015, 20, whatever it is, efforts were made to deny the people of this laptop and spreading the propaganda as they always do, that the children would learn porn. And I had a little child, I had a friend that was speaking to, he told me, I said, this is a good idea. And he said, no, the children will watch porn, and the children will think this. So he tried to justify why his child, 2 months after the child in remand, because the child was about 17 years, 18 years, the child in remand, child suffer. And the fact remains that those politicians are the ones who damage your children. They're buying laptops for the children, They're sending the children to all those computer science institutes. They're sending the children to study law in all these shaguanas and all these different places, accounting and whatnot. And they're bamboozling you to keep your children right where they are. Understand that. And you're running behind them.
Yeah.
They live in gated communities. Nobody and they're telling you all kind of nonsense about coal pots and all this nonsense. And you're running behind that.
You jog my memory, boy. You jog my memory to Faris answering, saying that yes, his family would cut grass, and I just shaking my head. Nonsense.
Well, this is what they believe the mob want to hear. I am not telling people what they want to hear. That's what they want to hear. They dabble in that. They like nonsense, and that is why I'm saying that our people have been kept down. They're right where they are because nobody is putting things in place to help them. They're not saying the things that would elevate them. They're not doing the thing. They're not, accommodating. And that is the problem. The same propaganda that have my people today where they are and this is why I come out on the radio sometimes. So when they come with the propaganda and the intent to mislead people, with what they call this thing, conspiracy theory and AI and all that. That's a dangerous cocktail, that destructive cocktail,
Yeah.
You put a propagandist and these people, conspiracy theorists, and you mix that with AI. That's a destructive and dangerous cocktail. And they use it effectively on the poor people, the people who are unsuspecting. The people who are not reasoning, they can't think critical, and that is the problem. But what was good is that 100,000 of them for those people who moved away from them, young people, I'm certain, because they have in their social media, they know what is happening internationally. They know what is good for them and what is best for them.
Yeah.
Right? When they want to close down petrol train, they run this propaganda and all kind of thing about this one working for this, $800, some maid working for this. So always when they want to do the dirty work, they always come with the people and bamboozle them and with a set of propaganda.
Yeah,
And
divide and rule.
Yes, that's how they do it.
Yeah, hit this one. Look at this. Look at what they getting and what you getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And what I want to talk about mainly, I don't want to take too much of your time, the question of the, and they're wicked. Because they do nothing to lift their people. The people, the other races, the other ethnic groups, they mobilize, they organize.
Yeah.
And they always try to uplift their people. All they want to use the people for is for vote. They mobilize them for vote. We have to move out of that. Get out of that. Don't let people use you. They couldn't use me and they wouldn't use me. Because I thank God I associate with people and I used to listen to people who, you know, I was around people who, not educated people, you know, people with, let me tell you something, some of them couldn't read and write. But I don't know, common sense again.
Yeah, consciousness enough that they understand.
They were happy. They always try to spur me on. Go to school. Watch how you came. What you did. How much passes you get. How much this. How much that. And they urge you on.
Yeah.
And that is what. And I was blessed. And most of those people I told you, they came from the island. Because the community was flooded with those people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they helped. And one thing, it has to do with the culture of those people. One thing I want to, before I don't want to be too long, the question of this thing about the budget. The fact remains is that we know the budget is an estimate of government expenditure and revenue. It's a projection for the ensuing year or the fiscal year. And when the government brings the budget, read the budget, the Minister of Finance, it is to be debated. And it is subject to modification or changes and what as it go along. Because the government has to be sensitive and responsive to the criticisms of the policy framework or the policy that they put forward. And what happened there is this, is that because you have different interests, labor, you have the teachers union, you have all the chamber of commerce, all these different people, the church, everybody would give their input. And they would, the modification they made. And people have to understand that it is not final. And as I said yesterday, yes, you have to debate it in the House, then it goes to the Senate, right? And they could make modifications, so people have an opportunity. People have an opportunity to make their criticism, the things that they would want to see and things that they believe not working well, and they justify it with rational or reasonable arguments. That is what it is. And people have to understand that. Now, the question about what is careless, I heard somebody talking about what is careless and what is careless driving. But usually people are familiar, not of us not familiar with legislation and whatnot. When you have legislation or you draft legislation, you have what you call a section called the definition or the interpretation section. So you would define what careless means. We haven't yet reached that stage. Probably the minister, they would do that in Parliament when they decide to amend whatever or to put the legislation in place. But it is usually defined. If you go to the Constitution, you see Section 1 where you have definition definition section, and they define certain words, certain terms. They define it. So people need to bear that in mind, and don't allow those people to bamboozle you. They have kept you down for too long. Liberate yourself. Emancipate yourself mentally. People listen to people like Bob Marley. They're powerful. Bob Marley and those people are respected internationally, worldwide. Anywhere in the world you go, you hear about what? Because again, words of inspiration, words of wisdom, words that could guide you. And you have many like him, several like him.
Yeah.
Don't let people chain you down and chain you up. Thank you.
Emancipate yourself, right? Emancipate your thinking. It is okay to listen to the other side. If it is that or whoever has an alternative view, you try to seek out people who might be impartial and fair when it comes to the topics, some economists, etc., you would see from their track record as well, listen to everything and then try to discern and come to a conclusion. There are lies that are flagrantly going to be peddled, and it may exist on both sides, but there are lies that are going to be peddled by people, by paid individuals as well. I see they're calling today. Good morning to the individuals who to try their best to push certain narratives as well. I mean, if you have a genuine point of dissatisfaction or of concern, etc., that is fine. And there are certain aspects of the budget that will present challenges for the population as well, that actually meet some of the challenges that our country faces, and therefore we are called on as citizens to be part of the process of ameliorating and correcting those issues. And that's, for example, NIS, right? All the projections head to certain issues that certain consequences that cannot be allowed to reach to. And therefore, it is extremely responsible of our government to take the stance to deal with those issues. It is extremely responsible and challenging, because people, it will affect people, but it has to be done for the greater good. Good morning.
Well, Mr. Good morning, and to every single one, General and Tobago.
Morning, brother. Morning. Welcome.
It's nice to be in the land. I've been looking in the middle of the month. I see sun is shining bright outside. 2 more months to go before.
I thought when you say middle of the month, you're going to say, boy, money done there already, tight, you know. But you say the sun shining, whole month the sun shining, rain falling and sun shining. Oh, God.
I know wait and see what's going to take place in the next few weeks to come. Because I know that the public servants are very excited.
Yeah.
And the ones of them who wait. But yesterday I asked a question, and I did not really understand the question they asked me. And yesterday, as I was discussing the 10%, somebody told me that the ones of them who take the 4%, the government is not going to give them the extra 6%. What the person said about how the government is going to hold the agreement, what the last regime is, they're not going to put on no more. I don't have the facts on that. You have the facts on that?
Yeah, I corrected that. Well, not corrected, but I mentioned that the minister would have, and I think I heard it live as well, if I'm not mistaken, that adjustments will be made to those to that decision with them.
Well, yeah, because that way asked me yesterday.
Yeah, I say if you was the minister, you would have to let them catch the tail, because because they break ranks. They break ranks.
What a cook was telling me that what you say I would have do is that we're gonna go on. It's not going to give them the extension of the 6.
No, that's not what I have heard, and we could clarify, and obviously within the budget discussions as well, those things will be totally clarified. As I want to clarify something really quickly as well, which has been clarified by the head of the PSA as well, this notion that Mr. Imbert and others have been putting forward that they offered 9% for the same period is a total lie. It is fictitious. For the period in which the public servants have been given 10%, the former government offered 4%. Let's be genuine and all of the documentation has been presented, and it is in the public forum for us to see. So let's stop that nonsense now. Let's not be fooled by them and the nonsense. Right? For the period is 4%, the max that they went to after previous more disrespectful offers, yeah. But yeah.
That is why the Chinese man lost the teacher. President, he gone. And all these unions who sell out in the last 9 years who take the 4%. These people must wait.
They get rid of the Chinese man?
Yeah.
Serious?
Yes, but they must get rid of it.
I wasn't paying attention to the internal. All right.
They must get rid of it. They must get rid of that brother.
Yeah.
At the last day of the election, he run to grab the 5% to say, look. But remember, the government offer 4% and they offer 9%. So, as they might be saying is that because the 4 and the 5 will make 9.
Yeah.
That's what Inwood was trying to say.
But it's not for the same period. It does with the other period included as well. So it's tricks. It's tricks they're trying to hit the people.
Games.
Yeah.
Tricks and games, and they see the people stupid, people foolish. It's more now these people are them now. I believe, because I do not know who are advising the opposition on them, but it seems like them remaining opposition for the next 40 years if they get their act together. Because you cannot talk with me. You see, in both of them shit in the parliament speaking.
Yeah.
Them have no authority to be in parliament speaking. In other country, the people go there and block parliament. Block the parliament. In the other country, these people can't walk in parliament because he encouraged this country to protest, and the people so peacefully in this country, they hold their hands, They bear that pain for 9 years, my big brother. 9 years they bear that pain.
Yeah.
In both say he raised the gas and the twice and the country in rat as yet. In both was encouraging the country to riot, to make this country ungovernable so they will have stay in power. And the people toll and the 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 toll. And he gets still. And it's so happy to see that Dr. Rowley lost that case. He lost the case. And something God hear me. Anywhere I see that man, in any store, any mall, anyway, I cussing him, Verbally cussing him, Anyway, Anywhere I see Dr. Rowley in top of this country, he will hear my tongue, This man leave the African community as a black prime minister, as the most blackest man in this country. Leave the community 10 times poorer than when the UNC was in power, 10 times poorer, The African community now, they in a mess. They hoping that the UNC could come in the community and bail them out.
Yeah, and fix the problems that the PNM leave.
Fix the problems the PNM
and give opportunities that the PNM never give.
Never give them.
Yeah.
Never give them. How sad, how evil, how wicked, how disgusting.
Yeah.
And you so brave to corporate conference.
I go to tell you not to curse him, but I ain't bothering to tell you that. Don't use expletives now. Just tell him the truth
No, I can't look up. You know bodyguards. For private bodyguards.
I can't encourage that on the air. All right.
Yeah.
But what you do.
Yeah. I do. Because I for over 9 years I was studying my brother how to do assistant arrest with I plan many nights and days to go and hold but people advise me said Kingsley and the special branch to go for you on the ground. That's why I never go But anyway, see I making us assistant arrest I will get asked for a chance because I will push him on the ground and put his hand behind his back and climb in his station, You might see the ex-prime minister and Kingsley on the ground fighting, because I believe this man should be locked up. This man should be jailed You come on the press conference. Nobody want to hear you, boy. Little boy, nobody want to hear you. We stop hearing you. You're disgusting. It's shame. You know something? His legacy is the worst in this country. You put two as the worst prime minister. He back all of them. This man children, his grandchildren may hear about, he worse than Chambers, He worse than Robinson, The man would go down as one. Nobody could say, we talked about Rowdy legacy. You could say, the Children's Hospital is Kamala legacy. We could say, Napa, Sapa, Hayat is Manning legacy. The government campus, what Manning built for the billions that he was renting over the years where government ministry could go in this government campus. And we could say Kamala built Cycling Jones. She do what? Kamala have a legacy that our children to come will benefit from it. Manning the same thing. Brazil Pandey, his legacy remain. No one could say what is Dr. Rowdy's legacy for the last 9 years. He didn't build nothing. He didn't build nothing that our children could come and say, this is our Prime Minister birthday. We have a five-star hotel, Hyatt, where leaders come and stay. Where the greatest hip-hop stars, the greatest soca stars, the greatest wherever artists come, wherever they just go by the Hyatt and stay. Napa could do culture show. I mean, our children could pass from Mrs. Savannah and say, look there. Our children could be going on the highway and say, look what the children hospital. This was what this is, which is the Prime Minister. Dr. Rowdy has nothing. Dr. Rowdy children, I should be ashamed of him. I didn't for him, I want to cuss it. Dr. Rowdy's children should be ashamed of him. His grandchildren should be ashamed of him. His wife should be ashamed of him. Dr. Rowdy, the African community should put your head in the mud, but you damage our society. You fail as a black man, as a black leader. You fail. Once I hear the former opposition said, now the Prime Minister, Dr. Rowdy get up in Parliament and tell Kamala Prasad, because Kamala was saying, well, help your people. Help your people. He get up and say, she get up and say, if I help my people, you go quarrel. She say, hey, you in power. You could do what the hell you want. You in power. You could put the resources because, my brother, in 2015, 2014, for Gerald Hines and them, PNM was telling me that in 2010 to 2015, the UNC hired everybody, the Indians in the corporation, they hired them, and they give them contract. They tell the African community, go and get a contract, go and get a contractor, open a company. When we reach in power, we go help you. Ask them after 9 years how much African community base of the PNM they benefit. No, my brother. So I don't hear Kajora Hines. I don't hear Camille. I don't want to hear Ingrid. I don't want to hear Rowley. Yeah. I know Penny was underneath the bed. I guess she did little blind to see what she produced in the next 4 to 5 years. But I know she was under the belt, and when you're under the whip, they carry the speaker because they sanction she. They send you all over the place. But he know he needs you to win Arima. So he brings you back because the sales poll, the survey was saying that they would have lost the seat in Arima. So they bring back Penny to win the seat. But my brother, I want to thank you very much for giving that contribution.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was now about to say, oh God, I hear too much about PNM in one conversation for one morning, right? And it's important to understand the past as well, so we understand what we don't want as well, and work towards a future that makes sense for us politically. And I have to agree with some of the callers as well, in terms of building something new and looking for people who have the genuine interest of all of Trinidad and Tobago at heart, right? Regardless of creed, race, or color. If we are understanding of our political environment as well, there's space always in the future for change, for difference, for new people. Even within this somewhat closed two-party system as well. And we look forward to this period of time where we could find some type of ease and some type of stability to the challenges that we have been facing. It has been a very, very difficult period that we are coming out of. It has been a very difficult period. You know, someone asked about the status of one of my companies, and, you know, I had to explain, well, it has been deregistered because of the non-fulfillment of filing and stuff and paying whatever. But that is also the legacy of so many other companies who, you know, may have been created and waiting for opportunities, but were not given opportunities. Those who came through the period of COVID, which decimated small and medium businesses. You know, those who came through the period of PNM, where opportunities for small and medium businesses were really taken away. And there was a focus on mega, big consolidation of the larger companies. And yes, we always point out the interconnection between the Syrian and the PNM, etc. But let us be real as well. There are a number of mega companies, 1% big East Indian owned companies that are intertwined with the PNM now. And we see that manifestation in Mr. Rohan Sinanan and his whole group that monopolized certain industries in Trinidad and Tobago. So we are right to ask, where was that distribution among the base support? The young contractors, at least Manning could have spoken to some whatever legacy of contractors, building contractors, this, that, people who lifted themselves. Even under the People's Partnership as well. You found that trickle-down effect, and people outside of that ethnic demographic that people want to associate were able to still work and earn and build. So let us understand where we come from and understand where we want to go and what type of governance and what type of distribution of opportunity we want to have. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Bakker.
Yeah, good morning. Welcome.
Right. You know, this weekend gone there, this country saw 20 murders between Friday and Monday.
Yeah.
And up to now, I haven't heard the Minister of Homeland Security speak about it. I haven't heard the acting COP, which is Mr. Benjamin.
Yeah.
Because the current COP, Mr. Guerrero, they say he's out the country. Not one word from any of them. The Express had a headline on Sunday. October is the bloodiest month for the year. And not one word. If Fitzgerald, if the PNM was in office, you would have heard them. Hines must go. Ola Christopher must resign. But suddenly, they took a code of silence. Not one word from anybody. 20 murders and counting.
Yeah.
Thank God Ian Allen in Crime Watch is the only person this put. All the other media houses are afraid to put what is the figure for the year. Ian Allen just put it up on his program. Right? But suddenly, nobody concerned about the murder toll. And I want to tell Kingsley, the UNC so cares about people. Camilla Prasad Bisesa says she will go to war for us. But she sent home 40,000 plus workers. They're on the breadline. That dollar drop in gas, all them who gone home, they can't even buy food for their family. Farmer to go and put gas in the car, costing $1 less. You have a blessed morning.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you very much. Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Good morning, brother. Listen, welcome. You know, it's funny that you mentioned that 9% that the PNM keeps speaking about, because follow me. If you are saying that you offered 9%, so the government who now come and offer 10% didn't really do much, right? I am really trying to understand how that making sense, because they are the same persons who said if we give already 10%, we will go and buy the item.
Yeah.
So you're trying to know if it is already give you 1% extra, or they come up with an that we buy that. And I don't know where these people coming up with these things. They can't make it up, you know. And with the 3% increase in the NIS, right, that the government chose to do something to try to save the fund, right? I don't know how Mr. Imbert calculate that to be 45%. 3% and then the next 3%. How that reach to 45%? But if that is how he is doing maths, I can clearly understand why we got the type of budget that we got.
That we was getting, 3%. Yeah. And he equivalent that, he equate that 45%. To 45% of what you are currently paying. I mean,
and I ain't done yet. The great Keith Scotland, right, is saying that the government increase the fines on these traffic offenses and saying that they intend to collect $1.8 billion, right? Isn't it the same government who have had concentrated all across the nation? Those were to survive, but we had institutions coming up of the funds they collected from people who continue to commit in the way of things in place. But you all can come now about what the government expects to earn from the lawless portion of people in the country after you all did the same thing. But I don't know. You really can't make it up, you know. You really can't make it up. But you see, they have nothing to come with. Nothing. And they're not humble enough to come and say, boy, good job. Good job. We hope all you get to implement it for the betterment of the entire country. There's nothing they could come and say. They're trying to discredit every single thing that was proposed. Talking about this will pass on, this will pass on. They didn't know that. They didn't know that when they accept that heavy raise while the country was going through what they're going through.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really don't know, boy. What? Something wrong with this opposition. Something is definitely wrong with them. And the thing about it is, Miss Penelope Becker, if she don't take charge of that party and the people in it, they will carry her down a road where what she was known for before the PNM will just come to naught. Because you have to have something. You can't have all these Mr. Indo Kids Butler, man, talk us about rubbish, and you leading the party. You have to reel them in and say hello, XYZ, this is what was going on under Dr. Rowley. It won't go on under me.
Yeah.
But all the content. Yeah, brother.
Yeah, thank you very much, yeah. I don't think maybe she's in a position of power to do so. I think in her mind she wants to purge certain people for sure. I mean, any prudent politician would know that there are people there who need to be purged for any chance, any semblance of a chance of going back into office. But that is their business, right? Good morning, Prezi.
Yeah, man. Good morning, Imam Fuad Abubakar. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, God.
Morning.
And omni-existence, oh God, truth. Well, God will say what he has to say when the right time comes. And with the budget, I would frankly say it's a budget that I had to look at very carefully until, well, when time implementation, we will look and see what's going on. I find it an overloaded budget. Basically, it's overloaded. If the implementation would work in a real way, because what I hear is a lot of usual things, promises, and a lot of taxations that eventually going to raise up the cost of living. In some way it will, because taxation is together with that. I'm not hearing no real true proper innovation, no diversification towards creation, a creative community, a people who creatively productive. I'm not hearing these things. I'm hearing most of the niceties are hearing it in the south. I'm not hearing the west corridor having any sort of program of industrial benefits raised. I'm not hearing these things. And I'm not hearing a budget of promises with something like the capitalists still getting a lot of privilege to make growth. The politicians too, a lot of money going to be coming out there, and from my point of view, I would like to hear where all the money gone, what it definitely going, what it doing, not going to do, because I'm going to get promise again, but what it do. And these things are happening here, because if I work in, if I go in and live with a budget where it's a borrowing budget, and I don't know these politicians and them, they like to dip their hand in the treasury plenty, so I'm not taking mama. I am a poor man as a consumer, finding myself in a consumer's position, taking mama, right? I mean, the budget good in some respect. If I go to talk about the alcohol and the cigarette and things, I mean, they want to stop people from smoking and from drinking, okay. You want to put a high cost on the traffic charges for drinking and driving, and that ain't bad. You want to tell me where it an old license was right? $15,000 that good, when you have no license, you have no right to you. If you're drunk and you're driving and looking to kill people, I talk this on them. I saw this, but that thing, you have no problem with that.
Yeah.
Because that thing is real thing. If you have no insurance and you have no license, the hell going to do?
Yeah.
The Christian dancer should have been lower than that too. We wonder.
Yeah.
Go up and 2 and speed on that thing anyway. Because, I mean, you have a lot of subsidies and all kind of thing going up in the corner there. And
You know?
Yeah.
All right. It's fair enough, but I want to see a proper implementation on this budget and where we money going, how we money spent into accuracy. Because I telling you, all government guidelines, when they go up there, they don't feel itself is them. And I ain't taking no mama guy from no government. Again, according to other people, it's time we have a third force to deal with the matter of the two parties, because there are always going to be two parties. And we, the society, only looking to talk blah, 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 blah now, or talk blah, blah, blah before, or we talk blah, blah, blah after. But we don't have an organization to put forward the notion for progress. We stay enslaved and only taking promises and an overloaded budget where your end so that look at production in Trinidad and Tobago. How many people out there already working and producing productive enough to say they will come up to a standard of how that budget overloaded? We have a lot of things to talk about on the 17th that are waiting patiently. I come in just to show them my mind and see how much all they out there will go against it or go for it. But the fact remains is that we have politicians out there all wrong, but only like the Jersey, they not necessarily like poor people and slaves.
Yeah.
Thank you, Imam Buada Buaka. Thank you, Trinidad and Tobago. And God just can speak. Thank you.
Yeah. And Prezi, I agree with you. We had to have that discernment to try to understand who actually love people, who actually love, as you just described, the slaves, those who have the descendants of people who they enslaved in different functions, in different forms. We have to understand who actually love us, and we have to find our way out. We have to look at measures which give us a little semblance of making sense. Okay, we will have a little decrease in the cost of vehicles, motor vehicles, so you don't have to get squeezed into the box of Ansa McCall, Massey, etc., because the age of imported vehicles has been extended. So you could get a good car, you're getting a good roll on, roll off, a little 6 years old, 5 years old, that cheaper. So your mobility, your ability to own something is improved. So the cost of that, everybody want a little car in this hot sun and rain. I've seen somewhat of a new number, so I given the opportunity. Good morning, welcome.
Morning, Papa. How are you going?
Hi there, not too bad.
This is the first budget in 9 years, right? That the people actually low income and middle income families could actually benefit in some way from the budget. And the same people is the same people that complaining. That is why I don't understand what Trinidad. That is my contribution this morning.
Yeah, thank you very much. And listen, that's not 100% true, because I actually went about yesterday talking to people on the street, talking to the snow cone man, talking to the vendor, talking to the average person, and there is a sense of hope, because they have seen the measures, they understand some of it, they feel in some of them already. I think the way in which it was presented and the measures that have been offered were some that people could actually feel, and people can compare to yesterday. Not long ago, just a couple of months, they can compare to our last budget and they can understand the change. They can understand, even though, okay, landlords have now some tax to pay, but they can understand a move from property tax away from that, and how onerous that was and difficult it was for just a private owner of a home, to this new tax. And they can understand, yes, even people might have to face some cost of renting, but they could could still contrast and they can compare and see a positive way forward, even in the difficult aspects of the budget that will affect us. There is an understanding that because of our economic position, it can't just be a this and a that, $2 off, $3 off. Those things are not. It's not reasonable. It's not even within our capacity economically to do at this point. But the indications are there. The indications are there. There's an acceptance that there is a challenge from the loss of jobs to people in CPAP and URP, and there's the commitment economically. The money is there for an improvement to provide better for them. So we look at the entire budget and we understand what is taking place, and we are on a sober head, right? All careful with right? Drunk thinking should have a fine too. Let us keep a sober head in our analysis of what is taking place. And people on the street have welcomed what has been presented. And we look forward to even greater hope as we go along with the implementation of all these things and the fleshing out of all these allocations and the benefit reaching the people. The interconnection between this government and the people is always closer than those who are aloof of us. So we look forward to that connection and it reaching us. And we look forward to future budgets as well, whereas our situation economically improves, we get more and more relief. All right, so we continue to talk budget across the week, and we also have, of course, on Friday, the discussion starting in Parliament as well. Hopefully it's not the nonsense we're hearing so far from the opposition. Hopefully they can bring some viable alterations or improvements. But we look forward to the discussion so that we understand what is taking place in our country and we can all benefit as well. All right, so blessings to everybody. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and God willing, we'll be back tomorrow. Take care.
And in our homes, let's bring church home to you. Join us every Tuesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. with your hosts, Kempes and Kevin. Be inspired, be blessed right here on the street 91.9 FM.
Falling in love with Jesus.
This is the voice of Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist. We are preaching Emergency Alert broadcast, which is from the Tuesday Seventh-day Adventist Church. We will be featuring voices of brethren from different parts of the world, preaching the gospel, preaching prophecy as it relates to current events and the end